Redwood class, welcome back to another week of home learning. Today in maths, we're going to move on to a new topic. Now, we've learnt our numbers from 1 to 10 in lots of depth, haven't we? So we know our numbers from 1 to 10 really well. And this week, we're going to learn about counting on. So counting on is where we're going to start at one number and then we're going to start to count on to another number. So we're going to look at beginning to add numbers together to get a bigger answer. So let's start by having a look at our picture. And the main question I'm going to ask you today is, what number will Sam land on? So before we find out the answer, we've got to do a few steps that we're going to talk through together first. And then later I'm going to set you off on a game to go and do by yourselves to have a practice of doing this at home. So we've got Tom. Here's Tom over here, and we've got Sam in the middle, and then over here we've got a little girl called Aisha. And we have a number track going from 1 all the way to 10. And we've got it on the floor, and Sam, you can see, is on the stepping stones of the number track. And then also on the fence up here behind the children, we've also got a number track of ladybirds. I wonder if the ladybirds might feature in our topic this term when we're doing and learning all about mini beasts. So let's get back to the question. So have a look for me. What number is Sam standing on? So find Sam for me. What number is he standing on? Have a look. Okay, let's circle it so we know what number he's standing on. He's standing on the number 3. Well done if you got it right. Now, over by Aisha, there is a dice. Can everybody see the dice? The dice has been rolled and there is a number on the dice. I wonder if you can tell me what that number is. If you're finding it a little bit tricky to find out, why don't you touch the screen like we do at school? We touch each number and we count as we touch, don't we? Have a go. 1, 2. Fantastic. So we have rolled the number 2. So what do we think Sam needs to do? He's on the number 3 and he has rolled the number 2, and we're going to be counting on. See if you can figure out what you think Sam should do. Okay, let's have a look and see if you're right. So Sam says, I can jump 2 more. So he is going to jump 2 more stepping stones. So we're going to count and do it together on the screen. Are you ready? You're going to count with me. Starting at the number 3, we're going to jump 2 more. 1, 2. What number has Sam landed on? What number did he land on? Fantastic, you're absolutely right. He landed on the number 5. Well done. So he started at the number 3. He took 2 jumps because he rolled the number 2 and the dice told him how many jumps he needed to make. And then he landed on the number 5. Now, I would like you to see if you can use our first, next, and then story to tell the story of what Sam has just done. So remember, we start with first, and then we go on to then, and then the last thing that happens is the next part. So I'm going to give you a second to do it by yourself, and then I'm going to tell you my first, then, and now story. Okay, let's have a look together. So I'm going to do my story. So first, Sam was on the number 3. Then he jumped 2 more. And now he is on the number 5. Thumbs up if your story was a little bit like my one. Right, we're going to look at this a little bit differently in a little bit more depth now, and we're going to look at using a number track to help us. So first thing, over here where Sam is, I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to shout the answer back at me, okay? Which number is Sam on to begin with? Well done, he's on the number 3. How many jumps forward did he need to take? Cast your mind back to the dice that was rolled on the floor. What number did he need to jump? Fantastic. He needed to jump 2 more steps on the number track. Okay, what number did he land on? Fantastic, he landed on the number 5. And where did we need to start counting? Did we need to start counting at the number 1? No, we didn't. We needed to start counting on the number 3 because that was where Sam was stood already. If he was stood on the number 1, we could count from the number 1, but he wasn't. He was stood on the number 3, which means we start from where Sam is stood and then we jump on 2 more to find our answer. And just like over here, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen where my cursor is, we've shown it on a number track with a counter. So the counter is Sam, started on number 3. Then he jumped 1, 2 steps, and then down here it's shown you the counter, or Sam, is now on number 5. So that is the 2 jumps he's made, and that is his answer. And it says down here, Sam will land on 5. So thumbs up if you got that right. Now, there's going to be a video after this to show you a game that you can play to have a practice of counting on a giant number track yourselves. So stay tuned and watch the video that comes next. Bye! So today's maths activity is counting on using a giant number track. I'm going to give you some instructions and then show you how to play the game. The first thing you're going to need is some plain paper. Then you need to take 2 pieces and fold them into 8 squares. On those squares, write some numbers between 1 and 10. Now you need 10 pieces of A4 paper to write the numbers 1 to 10 on. Once you've done that, lay the numbers from 1 to 10 out in a number track going from 1 to 10 on one long piece of flooring, like shown in the pictures. Fold up your smaller numbers and have them on the side ready to play the game. Okay, so just like I showed you in the instructions of what you need to do, you now need to have your numbers picked out and ready to go. So I've paired some of my numbers together, and mums and dads, you might want to pair them together for your children just so that they don't go over 10. If you want them to go over 10, then you're more than welcome to extend your number track up to 20, but just for now, I'm just going to 10. So my number that I am going to start on is the number, what number's this? Fantastic, it's the number 7. So I need to go and find the number 7 on my number line, and then I need to stand on it, and then I'm going to reveal what number I need to add. So here's my number 7. So I'm on my number 7 on my number track. Now my next number is 2. So I'm going to count on 2 more than 7. So remember, I need to start on the number 7 and then I need to count on 2. Are you ready? 1, 2. So what is 2 more than 7? What's the number? Fantastic, well done. It's the number 9. So 7 and 2 more is 9. How could I put that into a story of a first, then and now? Let's see if you can do it with me. First, I stand on the number 7. Then I count on 2 more. And now I'm on the number 9. Fantastic, well done. Okay, then you're going to go back over to your numbers and you're going to pick 2 more numbers and you're going to do exactly the same thing again. So start on your first number that you pick, then add on your second number that you pick up, and then I want to see if you can put it into a first, then and now story to help tell the counting on story that you've made. Off you go.